Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will be discussing what we as a community can expect from the Secret Neighbour Halloween update and other news regarding the Hello Neighbour universe that we might be seeing this October. Speaking of October, it is now the 2nd of October as I'm recording this. Happy October guys, we are getting closer to Halloween and I have a really big event planned for the end of this month, so stay tuned for that. Also, I have created a Discord server with one of my good friends and we are running it as a place for you guys to hang out, so the link is in the description if you would like to join it. So with all that said and done, let's get into what we can expect from the tinyBuild Halloween events this year. So let's start with Secret Neighbour, and first of all I'm going to start off with the bleeding obvious, new skins. Every single update, Holograph love to spoil us with new cosmetics that we can use on our favourite characters. Of course, the Halloween update this year will probably be no exception, with awesome new skins being added. Next up is Halloween decorations. I'm going to say no more apart from the fact that it's Halloween, and as long as they're better than last year's decorations, we should be absolutely fine. So now let's talk about the potential of a new map being introduced to the Secret Neighbour universe in the Halloween update. So the level editor contest has come to a close and Holograph are still judging the maps. Could this mean that if they're done in time by Halloween, the grand prize of having your map introduced to the game may be introduced in this Halloween update? It could be possible, but to be honest, I think judging by the time it's taken them to judge the maps, and not really leaving enough time to implement them into the game itself, I think this might be something that we would have to wait for in the Christmas update. However, I am going to keep my hopes up because you never know, Holograph might surprise us with a brand new map that is not created by them, but is created by one of the winners of the level editor contest. So on the topic of maps, let's talk about the level editor. So the level editor over the past year has received many updates that has improved it, but as we all know, it's also introduced loads of bugs that honestly still haven't really been fixed. So what I'm looking for in the Halloween update is a massive flush out of all the bugs in the level editor, but also the addition of so many objects that still haven't been introduced to the editor. There are so many objects that are in the official maps that we actually don't have access to in the level editor. Simple things like certain crates or oil barrel models that could spruce up our maps and make them look an extra bit more interesting. Also more customization like painting objects instead of just walls and roofs, and improving the shaping of objects like the triangular walls that are meant to match with the roof pieces. They do not match at all and they look really horrible. Also, the game editor. We haven't had any news on this recently or anything being talked about regarding the game editor, but it would be nice to have some news about it when it comes to the Halloween events that tinyBuild are going to be hosting at the end of this month. I don't think it'll be released in the Halloween update, but of course all we can do is wait and see. You never know, once again, Holograph might surprise us. So, this is a bit of an interesting one. What about the new neighbour class that they were teasing a few devlogs ago? Well, honestly, I think there's a very high chance that we could be getting the new neighbour class in this update. I mean, look at this guy. He's got like some fireball wielding ability. He's got some weird hat. I think you can see like a feather in the silhouette of that image. It looks really weird, but I think it's going to be along the theme of like a wizard or something similar to that. I was honestly surprised when they didn't release that new class in the summer update because all the summer update skins were all like magical themed or Viking themed, and I thought that class would have fit into that update, but obviously it probably wasn't ready for the Golden Apple Amusement Park update, so honestly we might get it in the Halloween update. Also, another thing to mention is last year for Halloween we got the Butcher class. Could this be a repeating trend where we get a new neighbour class every Halloween update? Well, let's wait and find out. So let's talk about some Secret Neighbour suggestions that I think would work really well in the game. Even if I play the game for like half an hour, I still always end up getting bored. It's the same thing over and over again, and despite there being 5 maps in the game right now, there is nothing that determines the variation of each game and the gameplay really doesn't change. So first of all, we have something that I found really interesting. It's the idea of having boarded up cabinets that can be unlocked using something like a crowbar or a hammer. So of course these blocked off cabinets would appear randomly, and there would be around 5 of them per game, but this would also work really similarly with, for example, blocked off doors or windows, which would also have the boards pried off with something like a crowbar. This mechanic would work very well because it would block off certain areas of the house or block off certain furniture that you need to get inside of to check if there is that key in there that you are looking for. It's just something that will really make the gameplay more vibrant and more varied every time you click the Find Game button. Also, we have the classic hard-hitting feedback like adding the windmill and the tower back on map 1. I really agree with this because the tower and windmill were like my favourite things on the roof of map 1, and to see them back in the Halloween update would just make the update all the more better. Also, adding back the old ambience is of course a popular suggestion. That is up to Holograph. Either way, I am fine with whatever ambience they use. The new one is really nice, but the old one is classic and nostalgic, and I think that's what most people are looking for right now. So now let's talk about the possibility of Hello Neighbour 2 actually releasing this month or near the start of November. So there's been lots of discussion regarding Hello Neighbour 2 actually releasing on Steam this October. That's because the game has been teased so much over the past year with no actual alphas for us to test that the devs might actually be close to finishing with the game. Everything we've seen so far does look really polished, so if it does release, then I have no doubts that it will be amazing. Once again though, this is purely hypothetical and we don't actually know whether it will release, so all we can do is keep our hopes up and stay tuned to whatever tinyBuild tease and announce. So last but not least, let's talk about Hello Engineer. So not much has been happening with this game since it was released into early access earlier this year on Stadia. The game overall feels really janky and it definitely needs a lot of updates and bug fixes to make it feel complete. Now like I said, it is in early access, so we have to wait and see for more updates. Could that be this month or could it be further down the line? We don't know. Of course, all we can do is hope that tinyBuild are getting a lot of stuff ready for this Halloween. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video and what we can expect from the Hello Neighbour universe this Halloween. Of course, for official news, stay tuned on all of tinyBuild's social media, including their YouTube channel, and for all update news for Hello Neighbour 2, Secret Neighbour and Hello Engineer, stay tuned here by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. If you enjoyed today's theory video, of course, smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.